in the fires of open prayer, with boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare. Side by side we stand, islands of the blue, Caribbean sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place.
And may God bless our nation.
Good morning and welcome to Breaking Dawn this morning. My name is Stephan Reis, of course, for those of you who do not know. And I'll be with you until 8 o'clock this morning. It is Wednesday, a fabulous Wednesday morning. It is indeed. Kind of a little, well, it's just cool. It's a cool morning. It ain't too cold, it ain't too hot. It's just right. You know? Yeah, man. So, good morning to everybody regionally, all of you on the Facebook page. For those of you on the Facebook page, you haven't shared the page yet, and you're just up there taking in the live stream. Remember, while you're taking in the live stream, give us a like, and of course, you know, share the page, and tell your friends about STV Breaking Dawn. Tell them about Synergy TV, all right? For those of you who would like to advertise, I had a doctor call me last week, and he told me he's in town Tuesdays and Fridays, and we'd meet up in Woodbrook there by his office. And I couldn't find the amount of people called me, and I couldn't find his number. And I was hoping he called me yesterday, but he didn't call me yesterday. So if he's watching this morning, you could call me this morning, we could set up the meeting, all right? And that's the next thing. A lot of people called me yesterday, tell me about the NIB problems. Listen, when I said anybody who would like to speak on the NIB issue could call me on this number, I meant somebody from NIB. All right, because this is what I tell people. You all keep calling my cell phone, right? And you call the cell phone, Stephan, have a problem. And then you want to tell me what your problem is. Listen, telling me your problem on this device is going to make no sense. Because when I'm on the go, I'm driving. Most of the time I'm on the road. And when all they call me, I can't, all they make me get a ticket or something, you know. So I just saying, I've always said, do not call me. Send an email to stvbreakingdawn@gmail.com. Look, it's right there at the end, at the bottom of the screen going across the ticker tape. If you do not know how to email, text it to me. Because when you call me and you tell me, and I come off the phone, and then I go into a meeting, or somebody else call with another problem, I forget what you tell me. I can't hold all that information, you know, retain all that information. I mean, it's like, it's real calls. So I understand, but I'll tell you the positive thing about all those calls I got, right? Your water problems, email it. it's easier for you to email it. When you email it, I can read it and it's always there. So even self-absent-mindedly, I forget, I go into my email and I see it there. And I say, oh gosh, I must see what this person going through. And then I would know how to move forward. But when you just tell me and then all this, and then nothing happen, they go say, well, boy, Stephan don't do nothing. It ain't that. You're making life hard for yourself. So help me help you. And do it the easy way. If you have a water problem, instead of calling me and telling me about your water problem, email it. That way, when you email it, and I go into the email and I see water problem, all I have to do is go to the top right-hand corner of the email, click on that. It has something there called forward. Click forward and forward it to WASA, to the various people in WASA. Good? And that makes the process easier and faster. All right? And I know I'm saying this morning, and I'll have to say it again, because I know after the show, people will call me again with the problems. The next thing, the other reason I gave the number is for people who want tickets to the boat ride. If you want tickets to the boat ride on June 17th, you could call my number, and you could book your tickets, or you can message me on WhatsApp or SMS. All right? And I'm delivering those tickets. Somebody messaged me yesterday to find out, hey, I want to get tickets to the ride. I said, right here. That's what you mean. I think they're from Arima. All right? Because Voice is up that side. So Voice is going to handle that. For those of you wondering where Voice is, don't worry. Voice is fine and well and will be back soon enough. So there you have it. But the one thing that I did realize yesterday is a lot of people have NIS problems. I made a call yesterday because about 3 or 4 people tell me, Mr. Dole Singh is the man to come and talk. Dole Singh is the man to come and talk. So I called for Mr. Dole Singh. Unfortunately, Mr. Dole Singh is under the weather and could not make it this morning. They tried to put me on to another representative who could speak on the matter. They called me, they said, okay, we could confirm for tomorrow morning. I said, well, if the person could make it tomorrow morning, no problem. They called me back 5 minutes after the person can't make. They want to know if we could do it at a different time. I said, well, the show is 6 to 8 in the morning. I don't know what time we could do it for. I can't do it. The latest they could come here for is 7 a.m. Oh, gosh. Eh. So you understand what I'm saying? It's morning, I mean, you're up at that hour, right? If you want to get the information out there, come on the program. People come for interviews 6 in the morning, 6:30, 7 a.m. So I'm trying to get somebody from NIB, either past or present, who could speak on the issues and answer the people's questions as it relates to the problems that they are experiencing with NIB. Okay? In terms of the question I was asked yesterday, if the government borrowed X amount of money from NIB, well, I'm checking into that because I know there was a story some years ago where Wade Mark got up in Parliament, I think it was. Let me pull up the story here. There it is. Senate Minority Leader, this is in 2008, Wade Mark yesterday charged that government was robbing over 502,000 persons insured with the National Insurance Board through the implementation of new NIB regulations. He also described the NIB as a national scandal. He said the NIB could not account for $600 million in an administrative expense expenses, and government had been borrowing hundreds of millions of dollars from the NIB at less than 2%. And Mark warned this was no April Fool's joke, but a pressure cooker situation in the country, which is already grappling with high food prices. All right? However, Minister in the Ministry of Finance, Mariano Brown, countered that government, quote, does not borrow any money at all from the NIB, end quote. Independent Senator Michael Anisette and NIB Director and NATOC President said the company had proper mechanisms to safeguard people's money. So, as it relates was a tit-for-tat situation, at least back in 2008, with that information, but I have to dig a little deeper and find out, all right? So I'll make a few calls to see. I'm just waiting on some information to come my way. All right? In terms of if the government borrow, because if it is the borrowing money from NIB, they're borrowing people national insurance money that they're taking out. And that money, you know what I can't understand with NIB? How come every month when people work, the money does come out one time and go to you one time? But when time for them to collect, is a whole process they have to wait on. Now, I know some people, they'll errant, and they start to see about the documents and so on at the last minute, like, you know, a typical Trinidadian does. Last minute people. And they run into NIB with the documents last minute, and then the process has to take place when they should do that at least a month before they turn 60. Okay, so something just to take note of. But there are a lot of problems with this NIB situation. So we'll see how that goes. And all of that talk came up yesterday because we were running a story that was in the media over the weekend saying that NIB would now be moving to take action against employers who would not make any contributions for their employees, which is another problem that has to be addressed. But there are a lot of questions that we have to ask these whoever's the representative I can get from NIB. So once again, I'm calling on anybody who could speak on the issue from NIB, past or present. I would imagine, I would prefer somebody who does not work there again. Because I want them send somebody who working there now, who currently employed with NIB and coming to do a PR work. So I would prefer somebody who is past, a former employee of the National Insurance Board. In the meantime, we take a look at the front page of the news here this morning. Government hands Jolene HDC victory. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. Boy charged for baby's murder, and President don't incite violence in Buggery debate, stay calm. So the first thing I want to do, because as we touch base with the news day, this particular issue with the President. We'll get to that just now. Let me just, British PM regrets anti-gay laws. Court says Dillon acted illegally. We'll talk about that too, because Monilal is saying Dillon must resign. Couple admit hiding suspect under bed. A husband and wife yesterday pleaded guilty to harboring a man who allegedly attempted to kill his common-law wife by dousing her with acid in 2016, and they hid the man under the bed. Venezuelan fined 10,000 for tampered passport. Man jailed for receiving rings and items stolen from jeweler. Boy 17 to appear in court for baby's murder. Prisoner transport vehicle overturns. Murder charge against woman. 4 held in drug find. Dialsing says action taken on fake drug sales. We'll talk about that too. Selection for commissioner and deputy heat at final SSC sitting. All right. Members of the Police Service Commission were put before a special select committee to answer questions as it relates to the process and how they voted, for lack of a better word, the candidate that they put forward, which was, oh gosh, what's his name again? Dulal Chan, right? And they were there answering questions yesterday. I don't know. But that's on page 8. You could read that there. And just very small on page 8, down to the bottom, there's a little headline here. No update on Maxi's health. Minister of Public Administration, Malik McDonald, yesterday could shed no light on the health status of her predecessor and now minister in the ministry, Maxi Coffee. Asked when Coffee would be returning to work, she told Newsday, I have no idea. I have no information on Mr. Coffee. Well, you can imagine that. Just the other day, these people were bragging and boasting that Maxi Coffee is in good health. Maxi Coffee this, Maxi Coffee that. Maxi Coffee will be here by Easter weekend. Well, I tell you this. When will we get an answer about Maxi Coffee? Taxpayers' money spending. He has not been active since last year, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. 8 months. 8 months. He has not been active as an MP, and he has not been active as a minister of which, in the ministry of which he held. Now he's a minister in the ministry. So instead of totally removing him, they still have him on a salary with perks. Because bills had to pay somehow, right? And the money had to keep coming from somewhere. And you, the taxpayer, have to just accept that. So nobody gives, no, so Marlene McDonald, no fault of her own, because she's asked a question, if she doesn't have the information, then she can't speak on it. Good? So they asked Marlene McDonald, we're going on Maxi Coffee, and she says as much as she knows. I don't know. But money spending. And on top of that, the AG said the economy was ruined by the PP. Really? I have a question for your Attorney General. If the economy was ruined by the People's Partnership, how come your government spend more money than them? How come? Or they spend more money than the past administration. I ran those figures in a show a couple months ago. The amount of time that you have been in office and their first and the time equivalent to that they would have been in office. Or let's spend more money than them. Billions more. But they ruined the economy. Really. Then you should have had less to spend, not more. That whole article there with no update on coffee just upset me this morning, you know. It upset me. It upset me. Open the phone line for me. Is anybody else upset over that? 8 months. 8 months. They say he's coming back for Easter. They say, well, we can't get a picture of him, we can't get a video, we can't get nothing. Morning.
Good morning, Mr. Stephan.
Good morning to you, dear.
Mr. Stephan, you know what is amazing? We all sit and we talk and we do nothing. And we know it's a lot of nepotism, this son-in-law and all this kind of thing. But yesterday, you know, I got very upset. You're upset today. I'm more than upset. Yesterday, I heard the announcement of Barbara Bush. Barbara Bush is dead and the death was announced. Coffee more dead than Barbara Bush, and they have him on life support machine. Pull the damn plug and bury him. Save the money for the millions for the children's life fund. They're the future.
Okay.
Pull the plug and bury him. You have a blessed day. I am very...
All right, well, I can't agree with the pull the plug and bury him comment. That's a bit harsh. That's a bit harsh, but I understand your plight. Take our next one. 6229. Oh, morning.
Good morning, Mr. Stephan.
The thing quiet over there. Yeah, morning. I can't catch it out the corner, my. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I really like she sound more upset than you, boy.
Yeah, boy, she real upset.
Anyway, I talk about this long time too.
Yeah.
You understand? Mr. Stuart Young said last year he talked to him on the phone. He come in December.
Right.
The men who working in the office say he come in January.
Mm-hmm.
And the leader of government business in a public meeting say she talked to Mr. Maxi Coffee and he come in for Easter.
Yes, he'll be here by Easter.
So I say he must be rolling away the stone in front of the tomb. And coming Easter Monday. You understand? But suddenly nobody know nothing.
Yeah.
You understand? Nobody know nothing all of a sudden. And they say, I tell people that everybody on Facebook, majority of people on the world on Facebook, you go Facebook Live, follow 10-second video, say, look here, everything okay.
That's all.
I come in just now.
That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Showing me you walking, you doing some cartwheel. You understand? But everybody knows it's a big farce. It's a big lie. Everybody know that. Anybody with IOTA common sense can figure out that.
All right.
They just called,
All right, cool. And that's all I'm saying. 10-second video. Look me here. I'm okay. You know why? You know why? And you know why again also? From the time you're using public funds to deal with that is a public matter. It's in private again. And that's the long and short of that situation for me. Am I concerned about Maxi Coffee's health? Of course, he's a human being. To sit here and say that that I'm not concerned about the man's health, no problem. It's not about his health situation. It's about what's going on amid his health situation, where public funds are being utilized to pay these bills. And if that is the case, then there must be an account to the people. They have to account to the people. There has to be proof of life. So we could go on so for the next year then. Until it reaches 10 million. But there's an extra ruba. Let me take a break. We got to take a break. Because let me catch myself. Because I'm real upset about this, you know. All the people of Trinidad and Tobago want is something to show that Maxi Coffee is okay. As you all say and claim. We didn't say that he was okay. You all came to the people and said, Maxi Coffee, on several occasions, Maxi Coffee is recovering well, Maxi Coffee is okay, Maxi Coffee good to go. Maxi Coffee will be here. Bye. Maxi Coffee will be here. Bye. Maxi Coffee will be here. Bye. And the last thing we hear is Easter weekend. And still, 8 months down the road, no Maxi Coffee. Come on, man. When we come back, we will deal with the president and his statement that she made.
Hey, have you heard of the Daryl's famous food treaties? The treaties? Yes, at every Daryl's famous food location, come get Thai and fries for $10 on a Tuesday. Thai and fries for $10 on a Tuesday. Daryl's famous food. Thai and fries for $10 on a Tuesday. Thai and fries for $10 on a Tuesday. Daryl's famous food. Yes, at every Daryl's famous food outlet, come and get a Thai and fries for $10 every Tuesday. Every Tuesday. This is a limited time offer.
Do you snore? Are you always tired? Slightly overweight? Lower than normal sex drive? Do you know that these symptoms could be a result of a serious problem that leads to high blood pressure and other related heart problems, as well as the early onset of dementia? You may have sleep apnea. It's estimated that 1 in 4 Trinidadians have sleep apnea. Sleep apnea is a very treatable condition that can restore you to that vibrant, outgoing person you once were. And the best part about the test and treatment is it's done in the comfort of your own home and is pain-free. There's absolutely no reason not to get tested, as the treatment is easy, but the consequences of not getting treated are deadly. Call now for a free assessment test or visit our website, isdhealthsolutions.com.
The Next Generation Limited. Next Gen, the Everything Store Limited. Your original one-stop school shop. Your #1 choice for the widest variety of top quality stationery, school books and bags, school shoes and socks, and ready-made uniform. Next Gen, the Everything Store Limited is also authorized retailers for a wide range of top brand name products. They're also the home for Sebastian school shirts and pants. Quality you can depend on for generations. And nobody, I mean nobody beats their prices. The Next Generation Limited. Next Gen, the Everything Store Limited, with 2 locations to serve you. #1, Tabaquite Road, Rio Claro. Telephone 644-BOOK. That's 644-2665. And #3, Guaguari Road, Mayaro. Phone 630-BOOK or 630-2665. The Next Generation Limited. Next Gen, the Everything Store Limited. Ready to serve you because you are an exceptional customer that deserves exceptional quality, price, and service.
June 17th, Breaking Dawn, Cooler Cruise, 1 boat, doubles, G-Rap chicken, corns.
What you doing? Voiceover for dramatic effect. Seriously, voice? Seriously? No. Corn soup? No corn soup.
But it's for dramatic effect.
Where the boat?
Ah!
Boys, we need a bigger boat. Ow! What that for?
Dramatic effect.
Stop with the dramatic effects. Where do you go?
Pull your phone, tap the screen.
This June, we on the Harbour Master C3 Marina. See you there.
Last night I dreamed the rum and
I said it. I said it.
Go for guys for now.
I dreamed the rum last night and
Close the door. Let out all the cold drinks.
I make that decision in '97 to stop and move forward. And I want to say today, I'm so proud sitting here to say thank you, God, for everything that you have done. I've never been abused in life.
All right, so we're back, 6:28 in Trinidad and Tobago. The President issued a statement concerning the buggery debate and the response, and she said, don't incite violence in the buggery debate. Just run the story from CTV for me, CNMG. It's good to see them.
At the top of the news tonight, the President of Trinidad and Tobago is calling for good sense to prevail in the public domain when it comes to pronouncements on the Sexual Offences Act. A release from the Office of the President states she has been looking on with concern at the rising tensions on traditional and social media on Sections 13 and 16 of the Sexual Offences Act and the recent judgment of the court on the constitutionality of those provisions. President Weeks is asking citizens to be careful lest the debate hurts the national psyche by inadvertently inciting victimization, bigotry, and violence. She says those in position and in the know should use their authority to influence others and seek to become more informed before making public utterances. President Weeks is reminding commentators of the request she made when she was inaugurated, that persons with a public platform use it to disseminate their views or the views of others responsibly and with civility in regards to the facts.
Okay. So the President has issued a statement as it relates to this whole buggery debate and how people have been reacting to it, right? And in the statement, before I get to the statement, I'll say this. Days after a pastor warned that anarchy could take place after last week's High Court ruling that the buggery law was unconstitutional, President Paula May Weeks yesterday called for calm as she lamented escalating tensions caused by debate on the court's ruling. In a release, she urged people not to incite victimization, bigotry, and violence over the issue, but instead to become properly informed of the facts and express themselves civilly. She explained at length exactly which sexual acts are at present outlawed. Gay lobby Kaiso yesterday welcomed Weeks' call and hoped other top officials would follow her lead. Last Thursday, Justice Devendra Rampersad ruled that the country's ban on buggery under the Sexual Offences Act was unconstitutional in a case brought by gay rights activist Jason Jones, which the state will appeal with further prospects of adjudication by the Privy Council and a possible repeal of the legislation by Parliament. Meanwhile, Pastor Victor Gill had claimed any repeal of this legislation could create social unrest and anarchy. Gay rights activists rejected this as a hate speech amid reports that at least 3 young men were evicted from their homes for participating in an LGBT rally outside the Hall of Justice after Rampersad's ruling. Now, Weeks commented, and I quote, this is the whole thing. It is with growing concern that I have been following in the media, both traditional and social, the escalating tensions surrounding Sections 13 and 16 of the Sexual Offences Act and the recent judgment of our court on the constitutionality of those provisions. I urge those participating in the debate to bear in mind that while all of us are entitled to hold and express robustly our point of view, we must be careful not to damage the national psyche by inadvertently inciting victimization, bigotry, and violence. She implored citizens, especially those in a position to influence others, to inform themselves fully on the law and the facts before making public utterances. I take this opportunity to remind commentators of the request I made in my inauguration address, that those with a platform from which to disseminate their views or those of others report responsibly and comment civilly on the facts. Weeks, a former Justice of Appeal, cited the relevant sections of Sexual Offences Act and later explained them. In layman's terms, it is against the law under Section 13 to have anal intercourse, whether man with man or man with woman, even where the parties are consenting adults acting in private. It is also unlawful by virtue of Section 16 for there to be the exciting or satisfying of sexual desire by engaging in acts short of sexual intercourse but which involve the use of genital organs, example, oral sex between consenting adults, males, as well as between consenting adult females. It is these specific prohibitions that engage the attention of the court. The arguments in the case did not touch and concern non-consensual sexual acts or sexual acts involving adults with children. Weeks also quoted the Law Association's position. Good? So in other words, one consent is given. It was the part with consenting. It has nothing to do with non-consent, it has nothing to do with children. So in other words, if a man and a man give consent to have oral sex with each other or anal sex or whatever the case might be, it's okay. All right, whatever. This is the long and short of it. Right? Because the important word here that I think that's been stressed on is consent. Good? I'm saying this. What I do not agree with is these two stories here. Over the weekend, the Newsday reported on the 18th of April, gays kicked out was the headline. Members of the gay community are calling for calm and tolerance as 3 young men who were at the forefront of a human rights rally celebrating the historic court ruling on the unconstitutionality of the buggery and serious indecency laws last Thursday have been kicked out of their homes. The 3 men, social worker Luke Sinnett confirmed yesterday, were evicted for being gay. Now, this is the story. 3 men were put out of their homes because they were gay. One of them by their family who said, you brought shame and disgrace to us. Another by a landlord, and so on and so forth. I do not agree with that. That is victimization to the highest order. Okay? I do not condone that. Good. I want to make that specifically clear this morning. There was another article where the headline read, "Police must protect us." This was on the 18th of April as well. Activist Jason Jones is painfully aware that Thursday's groundbreaking Supreme Court ruling, which overturned this country's sodomy law, would engender backlash for the local lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and intersex LGBTQI community. All right? For him, it was a foregone conclusion. He said, quote, "I have already had reports of somebody's car being vandalized," he said in an interview on Friday at the Drink and Wine Bar in Woodbrook. I do not agree with that. I want to make that specifically clear. I do not agree with acts of violence being meted out to any member of the gay community, the LGBT community, and I do not agree with victimization. But I also have a problem with what the president said. Because unfortunately for her, I sit in a position of influence. So, I urge those participating in the debate to bear in mind that while all of us are entitled to hold and express robustly our point of view, we must be careful not to damage the national psyche. What is the national psyche? She implored citizens, especially those in a position of influence, to inform themselves fully on the law and the facts before making public utterances. Okay? And she also referred to in her inauguration address that those with a platform from which to disseminate their views report responsibly and comment civilly on the facts. I want to ask this. It's either something is right or wrong. I want all of you to follow me on this clearly before I open the phone line. Am I to sit here and say it's okay, it's acceptable if I do not believe that based on what I was taught through my religion? Am I to forget everything that I've read in the Bible, or totally put God's word aside for the sake of being, I don't know. How could I even put this? For the sake of, let me rephrase that. I believe a man lying with the next man is wrong. However, it's a matter of choice. But am I supposed to sit here and tell people, hey, it's okay, because I'm in a position of influence, and go against what I believe based on my religion and the word of God? That a man lying with a man is an abomination. Okay? And I think that I will tell the people, stay calm and I do not agree with anybody you know, exercising any act of violence against anybody from the LGBT community, they are entitled to their own choices and beliefs. Good? And if that is their choice, it's no problem with me because I cannot judge them. I'm not here to judge them. And I want to state clearly again and just reiterate that I do not agree with people putting people out of their home based on the fact that they attended a gay rally. That's victimization and they should sue you. And that they should win. Okay? Because whatever somebody does in their private home, behind closed doors, is their business and their business alone. Good? And if it does not affect your way of life, then I do not think you're entitled to victimize that person based on what they do in their private life. That is for God to deal with and God to judge. But I cannot sit here and say that something is okay and acceptable if I truly believe it is not. And while I say that, I have nothing against the LGBT community. I just don't agree with your sexual preference because I like women. So you see, herein lies the problem again. We are being asked to accept something that we believe is wrong. And I'm being asked not to say that I believe it wrong. And to exercise what? What was it? To get the facts. What are the facts? Because the facts go past the buggery law and the ruling. It's not about the buggery law and the ruling again. It's gone further than that. I cannot just say this is about the buggery law. No. This is about changing something and saying that if another man and another man consents to a sexual act per annum, that it's in their constitutional right to do so. In other words, what you're telling me is, and what you're telling, what am I supposed to tell? Anyhow, let me not even go there, to the next generation. What you're trying to tell me is based on the law, that once they give consent to have a sexual act with each other per annum, it's okay. How could it be? You're saying that it's right. Take a few calls because I real confused this morning. Now I understand that the president makes a statement trying to bring calm, you know, to the people. She doesn't want the people to just go around and commit acts of violence against, and I understand that and I support that. But what am I supposed to do here as a person in a position of influence? Morning.
Morning. Let me jam you this morning. Let me engage you this morning.
Go ahead now.
Right. Two things. One, I would like to address what the president said. Reference a journalist I heard on a different frequency, a radio frequency. Directly relates to what the president said. I shouldn't even use the word journalist. A talk show host, I like to call them because they're not journalists. He said, he was talking about Edmund Dillon. And he said, Edmund Dillon, innocent. Edmund Dillon guilty. Because he was charged. If he wasn't guilty, why was he charged? How could he have been charged if he wasn't guilty? And I believe that has a lot to do with, is directly related to what the president said. Because I'm sure you know, and you are a little bit more responsible to know that there's a lot of people that are charged that are innocent. Because you are charged with something, it doesn't mean that you are guilty. And a whole radio journalist went on the radio and spewed that foolishness. And that directly relates to what the president said, in my opinion. It was related to the buggery law, but it transcends to a lot of things that talk show hosts say that are irresponsible.
I'll agree with you there. Go on.
Nice. That's the first thing. Now, let me deal with the boundary law.
Right.
For heterosexual people, all that they focus on is homosexual. But you just read the boundary law. And the boundary law specifically affects heterosexual people as well too. So I want you to look at it from that angle. Forget the homosexual. Are you aware that there are women who have bigger orgasms and more intense orgasms through anal sex?
Yes.
Nice. Now, what the boundary law does is infringe on that woman's human rights to have legal anal sex without the fear of prosecution. Now, we know the fear of prosecution is a myth. Because when you're doing the bedroom, the police come in and lock you up and whatnot and whatnot and whatnot. And I like how you separate the rape and children from the whole argument. I love how you did that. You're the first talk show host / journalist, I don't know if I can call you a journalist yet, that separated the two. And could understand the difference of the two genres.
Yeah, it's two different sections. Yeah, go ahead.
And I love how you pull out the influence the children thing from the whole argument. I love how you did that this morning. It was very good. Because we have children in households with parents that smoke and drink, and the children don't do that.
Right.
So let me be real about this whole argument. Everything parents do, the children don't do. You understand?
Yeah.
You have households with parents that cuss and get washed, and children don't do that. Right? But my point here is, let me don't focus on just the homosexual aspect. This law, as it is, affects heterosexual people that like anal sex.
Okay.
And if you focus on that, you might be more inclined to understand the judgment that the judge gave, that it is an infringement on one's human rights.
Okay.
And if we look at it from that angle, we could understand the whole situation.
All right, Chief, thanks.
That's my contribution.
Nice, man. Thanks a lot. All right. Cool. I could live with that. I could live with that, what you're saying there. Morning. I understand where he's coming from.
Morning, Stephan.
Yeah, man.
Stephan, people have to understand too that not because the court free you of a charge, that don't mean to say that you didn't commit the crime, you know. So what that caller talking is a pack of nonsense. That you could be freed from murder in the courts, but that didn't say that you did not commit the crime. You understand? It's just probably lack of evidence. But
I think he was alluding to people get charged for something, but they're innocent. It have innocent people who get charged
right,
for stuff. Yeah.
But he failing to see that it have other part to that also, right?
Well,
so, but
people get off. People get off because of lack of evidence
right?
based on yeah. But
when we are faced as a country with scenarios like this, right, that we have to deal with, everybody just come out with their emotions and their personal feelings, and they fail to do the research and find out where this thing came from and where it is going. In other places where this law has been abolished and the gay rights movement gets in their way, you know where they're taking this thing now to? That on public documents, that you have to, like, let me say you go to the immigration office and you have to fill out these forms and things. They want now that form to be changed where the gender is concerned from male, female, and other.
Yeah, other.
Then it have places where they're lobbying to have public places where restrooms have male and female to male, female, and other. You understand? So if we as a population is ready to handle this kind of things where this thing would be leading to, even when children are born, they're refusing to put where the gender of the child is for later times in the birth certificate, that later down in the road, then they run to determine whether or not they want the child to be a male, female, or a transgender.
A transgender,
transsexual, or these kind of things.
That's what's going on in foreign and stuff where
exactly.
they have...
So nobody is taking into consideration that this is a small island that we're dealing with. If we are ready to handle where this thing would be going, and where it came from. You understand?
Okay.
So people are taking the and don't put a personal effect and only look at it as some homosexual, that the population against homosexual. Nobody never was against homosexuality in this country, and there haven't been any case where anybody's sexuality has been challenged in Trinidad and Tobago as yet, or prosecuted. So I don't know where these people, all in a sudden they come and they're deciding that they want all these laws changed.
Yeah.
All right. So enjoy the rest of the morning, Steph.
All right. And well, I could add something to that. If you notice, right, on most of those posters, those placards that they had, it didn't say human rights, you know. Plenty of them didn't say human rights. It says gay rights. Gay rights. Look at there. What's the difference between human rights and gay rights? Morning. So they're not saying it's a human rights issue, they're saying it's a gay rights issue. But we saying it's a human rights issue because maybe because we're heterosexual, but from their point of view, it's a gay rights issue. Morning.
Morning.
And I just don't know the difference between gay rights and human rights. Morning.
Yeah, morning.
Yeah.
You know why they will all time say this country is a banana public country?
Mm-hmm.
Because the head of those who in the head of this country, they fail to stand up and say what is right from what is wrong, and mean what is right and mean what is wrong. You find other countries, they stand up for what they mean and mean what they say. But you know, this country, the head who runs in this country, they will go all wrong, right, all wrong, left, right, all kind of how, and they still have come to know nothing. Right? That is why this country will all time they will call it a banana country. Right? Because the head is who corrupting this country. Right? If you really watch what's going on in the parliament and all them places, they could never come to a decision. Because when one go right, some going left, some going up, some going down. And that is what have this country will never move forward. They can't employ a police commissioner. You understand? And that is what's supposed to be done. They could never come to their senses and employ a police commissioner. Why? It's because it's like the head they know what they're doing for the answer. All of them is a setup. One going so, the next one going down, all kind of things. That's why the country how it is.
Yeah. All right. I'll take one more and then we got to take a break and wrap things up in this hour. It's very interesting to me, you know, because I understand what the first caller saying, you know, but I want the first caller to notice that of all the people that was there to support, in support of the challenge of the buggery law, 100% of them were gay. It was only LGBT people came out. No heterosexual people really came out to deal with that. And if heterosexual people came out, they came out in support of the LGBT community. But while I understand what you bring a valid point to the table and I accept that, but I just want you to notice that while you bring the point and you say, well, look, you have to look at it from that angle too, the fact of the matter is, heterosexual people weren't out there clamoring for a change in the buggery law. It was the LGBT community, and that is because, anyhow, let me go into why that. That's because the boy, take out what else there?
Morning.
Boarded.
Morning, Stephan.
Yeah, man.
Now, Stephan, you see this thing about rights? Let me tell you something. We have civil rights, we have human rights, and now there's a fight for gay rights.
Right.
And where human rights are concerned, that's the ticklish one. Where is the cut-off point for that?
Yeah.
You know, we are governed by laws and regulated and all of that, because otherwise, if we just broaden rights, we will be like wild animals in a jungle.
Yeah.
So, yes, rights is important, but what I really call to say, you know, I see our president now, Excellency, is getting involved, and she made a comment, I think it was yesterday, it was broadcast in the news where she is saying that she don't like some of the comments that that's coming to, targeting the gay community and the laws and the courts, the ruling and all of that. Now, you see, again, right, I'm wondering about rights here now.
Because I was waiting on somebody to mention that. Go on.
Yeah, because I mean to say, I hope our president, right, she must remember that she has to act on the advice of the Prime Minister too. I hope now that she do not want to exercise powers that she don't have. And also, when it comes to freedom of speech and public comments, right, when you get involved in that, whether it's the Prime Minister, whoever it is, it becomes very sensitive and controversial. And the way it came across to me is like you're taking a side here. That's how it come across to me. I could be wrong.
Okay.
Right? Because the same way they have their right to go there and call people haters and all sorts of things, and even the comments you read by Mr. Jones. I mean, I was a bit disturbed even by his comments. And to hear our president now calling on us, as I am worried now about freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and you cannot tell me, Madam President, to just accept a law that two male having sex or two female as the same as a male and a female. No. For thousands of years, it was man and woman, male and female. And now, our country is all of a sudden taking this drastic change, and you want me to just accept that and stay quiet under the guise of human rights or gay rights or what you want to call it?
The guise.
I cannot, no, Stephan, I cannot, and I'm troubled by that comment, and I do not know where it would end up, where it would lead, but we have to be careful here.
Yeah.
Because it seems to me, in a subtle way, freedom of expression is being undermined. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. And I'm glad that that caller mentioned that. Because from the time, we got to go to a break here, I'm just wrapping this up here. From the time I heard the statement, I'm saying, okay, but what about everybody else's rights to make a comment? What about everybody's rights to freedom of speech and expression? So I'm not me, forget me. But what about the rest of Trinidad and Tobago? Even those who are ill-informed, they have a view. Are they not entitled to express their view? Do they not have freedom of speech and freedom of expression? Why it is we must stifle that for this? And I want Madam President to know, for me, this is not about the buggery law. If you all notice something, if you go back 10 years, or maybe 5 years ago, I want all of you to notice something. I remember 5-10 years ago, Colin Robinson, who is the head of the LGBT lobby group, CAISO. Any issue pertaining to the LGBT community, is Colin Robinson alone used to be outside the Hall of Justice? Colin Robinson and about 4 other people used to be alone, used to be outside Parliament, clamoring. Colin Robinson and a handful of people. You know why? Because back then, at least 5 to 10 years ago, people were afraid to come out if they were LGBT. Now, they should not be afraid to come out, but they were, because nobody didn't want anybody else to know that they're lesbian or gay. Look, just put back up the pictures outside the Parliament and outside the Hall of Justice here for me. Forget Stuart Young, that was an interview. Right. Look how much. You understand how the numbers have increased, right? Because now we've come to a point in Trinidad and Tobago. For them to come out like that, it means that in Trinidad and Tobago, it has become, it became acceptable, and everybody was cool with it, and nobody was fighting them down. That's why they feel comfortable to come out, because more and more, they get a little inch here, they get a little inch here, they get a little inch here, they get a little inch here. So now it's okay. I'm gay and I'm proud, and nothing is wrong with that. You be gay and proud. Nothing is wrong with that. But I'm just showing you the difference now. Look, thing there, Vona St. Rose, or whatever, oh gosh, that's the correct name, I can't remember, this off the top of my head. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Look how they come out now. They're coming out in the numbers now. Members of the LGBT community, because now it's okay. It's acceptable. And all I'm saying to the president is while they believe that what they're doing is acceptable, all well and good, but do not make me believe in something that I don't, because I'm entitled to believe that is wrong. I'm entitled to my opinion that is wrong, based on what I was taught. That's all I'm saying. And don't expect me to sit here and condone wrongdoing, because I cannot sit here and say that I'm okay with a man taking another man. I'm not. I believe that's wrong. And I'm going to sit here and say that I believe that's wrong. However, while I make that statement as I close, I will also sit here and say that I do believe that the LGBT community is entitled to live in peace and harmony. And we should, as responsible citizens, if you are religious, we're supposed to not judge and leave the judgment day for the higher being when that time comes. And I would also like to tell Pastor Victor Gill that as a religious person and a religious leader in this country, that statement is one of the most irresponsible statements that I've ever heard anybody make on such a sensitive issue. The statement where you said, any repeal of this legislation could create social unrest and anarchy, that is fear-mongering. And you're supposed to know better than that. You're a man of the cloth, aren't you? Look, I don't know where we're headed with this thing. I guess we'll know in time to come. But I can tell you this. When the move to legalize gay marriage comes on your doorstep, don't say we didn't say it wouldn't happen. And when the move for them to clamor and go to the courts for same-sex adoption in Trinidad and Tobago, don't be surprised. Because everything happens in stages. First it's the buggery law, and who knows what next. So I'll tell you what, we'll take a break when we return. A couple of court issues. We stay in the courts. There were some other judgments in the courts that took place yesterday. We'll talk about that when we return.
Good day, viewers. At approximately 5:57 p.m. on Tuesday, April 17th, 2018, Synergy Entertainment Television experienced an anomaly with one of its broadcast converters. It took approximately 39 minutes to remove, rewire, and install a replacement. The entire incident impacted on the transmission of Tuesday's edition of Crime Watch with Ian Allen. While technical challenges occur in any 24/7 television station, as a broadcast media entity, it is expected that we maintain a standard of delivery to our viewers, advertisers, and clients. In this regard, on Tuesday afternoon, we were encumbered. As head of Synergy Entertainment Television, I wish to apologize first to Ian Allen and the Crime Watch production team, to the advertisers, and most importantly to the viewers for the technical failure that affected our transmission. We regret the incident and will continue to work towards delivering competitive programming to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, the Caribbean, and globally. With deep appreciation for your understanding, I am O'Brien Haynes, General Manager of Synergy Entertainment Television.
Chin-Sin seasoning products have been flavoring all of TNT's local cuisine since 1982. Chin-Sin introduces its No MSG line of products. Now you can use No MSG chicken seasoning, No MSG all-purpose seasoning, and No MSG poultry seasoning. Chin-Sin seasoning products are available in all leading supermarkets nationwide. Chin-Sin, same quality, great taste.
Welcome to Regal Products, a household name since 1960. Regal produces a diverse range right here in TNT, all with the primary focus on high quality, from healthy and tasty nuts and snacks, including cranberries, raisins, sultanas, dates, and prunes, to trail mixes like Cranberry Jubilee, Hawaiian Medley, California Exotic, and South Beach, with nutrition-packed seeds like sunflower and pumpkin, and a tasty nut range which includes almonds, pecans, walnuts, peanuts, cashews, and the newly launched corn nuts. Regal Products, for superb flavor, excellent quality, and affordable prices. Available at all leading supermarkets across Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean. Nabby's Medical Marketing, the one-stop shop for all your surgical and medical supplies. Presently specializing in pharmaceutical, medical, and home healthcare supplies. Nationwide distributors for pharmacies, private and public hospitals. Fully stocked showroom with a complete range of home healthcare products. Wheelchairs, walkers, hospital beds, and more. Sole distributors for the Cook medical range of products, including in vitro fertilization products, invasive as well as minimal invasive lines throughout the Caribbean. Currently supplies all IV solutions and dialysis products. Also available life support oxygen concentrators, nebulizers, and much more. Now exclusive at Nabby's, our latest addition, the new 6-in-1 mini lab, which can be used professionally or in the privacy of your home. Tests include glucose, total cholesterol, cholesterol HDL, cholesterol LDL, triglycerides, and hemoglobin. These machines are life-saving. Visit our showroom at number 5 to 6 Harris Street, Curep. Telephone 645-5577 or 662-7533. Nabby's, a company with 40 years of experience in the medical field.
Hi, my name is Howard Clark. I'm the owner and captain of Grenada Safaris Powerboat Adventure. We're going out this morning. We're just picking up our guests right now. We're heading up to the marine protected area on the west coast of Grenada. It's lovely and calm. The water's beautiful and clear. We're going to see and snorkel the underwater sculpture park. So let's get our guests and get underway.
But we do find sometimes the squids, the parrot fishes, sergeant majors, of course the blue tangs, the yellowtail snappers. We do see, of course, one of the top of the chain is the barracuda.
I have to say it probably was our best snorkeling of the entire week. Lots of monuments, lots of fish, it's all barracuda. It's all good.
It was a great day. I loved the boat. The boat was fun. Just flying across the ocean. Snorkeling was some of the best we've had all week. It's great to hear the history of the island and get to see a lot of the beauty that's here.
This is Tactical Enterprise, leading wholesalers for all cell phone accessories, cell phone armored cases, auto box cases, tempered glass, memory cards, headphones, chargers, flash drives, and more. Located in Canupia, Trinidad, they supply cell phone store owners wherever they are, in Trinidad and Tobago or across the Caribbean. If you want to get high quality cell phone accessories at the lowest price, then check out Tactical Enterprise in Canupia. They work with and supply small, medium, and large retailers. So give them a call at 716-2900 or email them at tacticalenterprise@hotmail.com. They offer free delivery to any part of Trinidad and Tobago. Tactical Enterprise. Introducing Real Talk, a brand new show on Synergy TV hosted by Saheed Ali, businessman and spiritual consultant, every weeknight from 7:30 to 8 p.m. Real Talk gives a voice to you, the public, on issues such as crime, politics, domestic violence, drugs, gang warfare, social development, humanitarian help, and lots more. This program is geared towards making an impact on the lives of our viewers. So tune in, join Saheed Ali and his guests every weeknight from 7:30 to 8 p.m. beginning March 19 for Real Talk right here on Synergy TV, Real TV.
On Friday, April 27th, Bass Lounge comes alive for #LoveLife. We do this for a cause. The fight against cancer. Performing live, the Ultimate Rejects.
Everybody dance all around the world.
Doggy Slaughter. Ziggy Rankin.
I hear the youths them a ballin', woy. Another one gonna get it.
Mr. King.
Say too much borderline.
man and man fear to walk down in the next man vicinity is borderline.
RKG the artist. And Fireball. DJ Trevelyan, DJ Element. Get your advance tickets from committee members. Call 760-5817, 369-4577, 460-7892, or 482-0592. This event is for a worthy cause. All benefits go towards our friend who's fighting cancer. Hashtag Love Life the event. We support the fight against cancer. Tell a friend. Friday, April 27th. Vast launch. Be there.
Rahaman's Bargain Center, located in the All Elegant Draperies Building, number 91 Superior Street in San Fernando, where every day is a bargain. Shop now and save on drapery and curtain fabrics, curtain rods and accessories, comforters and sheet sets, new arrivals of upholstery fabric, curtain tapes, tablecloths and table runners, pillows and cushions, blinds, rugs, and so much more. Give them a visit today. Rahaman's Bargain Center, number 91 Superior Street, San Fernando, inside the All Elegant Draperies Building, where every day is a bargain. So shop and save.
Like I said, some other decisions took place in the court. We want to get to illegal Dylan and Jolene Wins. Run the two of them back to back. We'll open the phone line and take some calls. Give me Dylan first now.
On December 14th, 2015, Director of Intelligence at the SSA, Carlton Denny, was fired. Just over a week before that, Denny wrote to Mr. Matthew Andrews to inquire as to what authority he had to issue a note to all SSA staff calling himself its interim director. Denny asked for evidence of this interim appointment. Only a month before that, in November of 2015, the appointment of Mr. Bisnath Maraj as SSA director was revoked. But according to the judgment, it wasn't until November 27, 2015, that Mr. Matthews was officially appointed as director. Following his dismissal, Carlton Denny sought answers to this question. Who was the head of the Strategic Services Agency between the 13th of November, when Bisnath Maraj was removed, and November 27th, when Matthew Andrews officially assumed the position? The Strategic Services Agency is responsible for the interception of private communication for the purpose of national security. In other words, the SSA monitors your phone calls if you're deemed to be of interest to security forces. These interceptions are authorized by a duly appointed director. Denny sought to have these and other questions answered when he filed 2 Freedom of Information requests. The second, to the Minister of National Security, asked about letters signed by Mr. Andrews during the period that there was no official director, a copy of his appointment to the position of interim director, and the number of interceptions authorized by him during this time. Yesterday, the court ruled that the minister failed to comply with his duty under the SSA Act by removing the duties and associated responsibilities from the former director of the SSA and by bestowing it on a person who was not appointed by the president as director of the SSA. The minister's directive was therefore illegal and ultra-virus. The ruling inspired this call from the opposition today.
This is not a matter now determined by the New York Circuit Court. It is determined by the High Court in Port of Spain, and the minister ought to tender his resignation in light of the judgment that has been issued against his conduct.
The ruling continued that the minister did not take reasonable steps to notify the claimant of the approval or refusal of the second Freedom of Information application. The minister has been ordered to reconsider the second application and respond within 21 days. We reached out to Minister Edmund Dillon for a response to the call for him to resign. There was no response via phone or message up to news.
All right, so we want to take some quick calls on this. Just a recap for you if you just tuned in. National Security Minister Edmund Dillon acted illegally when he ordered former Director of Intelligence of the Strategic Services Agency, Carlton Denny, to hand over his duties to Director of Criminal Intelligence Matthew Andrews in 2015. This was the finding of High Court Judge Margaret Mohammed, who declared the minister acted illegally when he gave the directive to Denny. In light of that, Opposition MP Dr. Rudal Monilal yesterday blasted National Security Minister Edmund Dillon after a ruling by the High Court that he acted illegally in removing former Strategic Services Agency Senior Director Carlton Denny. The request reportedly took place 2 months after Dillon assumed office as minister in November 2015. And he has he later said that he should tender his resignation. What do you think? Morning.
Up and try your call again.
Okay. 622-9785-628-1693. What do you think? Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Is this CNG?
Yes, this is Synergy. Go ahead.
Yeah, I couldn't consider the Buggery law.
All right, you want to talk? All right, quickly on the Buggery law. Because I move on from that already, but go on.
Yeah, but I want to say, right, I call in stating that because women like to have sex from behind, that is okay. But anal sex or Buggery with man or woman is a sin.
Right.
I just want to comment about that.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice. All right, so we're taking it on Dillon here. Do you think that that call by Dr. Monilal is warranted based on this judgment? Morning.
Morning. Stephan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you talking nothing about last. Look, I see 3 police officers get charged for kidnapping, and just last week it had our next police officer get charged for stealing jewelry. What's going on with the Trinidad and Tobago police service, boy?
I don't know, boy.
I
don't know.
Them police and them, you can't trust them?
Well, I don't know, but you see, it starts at the head, you know. So if you have problems at the head, then how the tail go back properly? And that's the problem right there. Nobody not dealing with the problem. All right, we going again. Come on, dealing with Dillon here, dealing with Dillon. It was found that he acted illegally. A High Court gave out that judgment yesterday. If you ask me personally, I think it's about time he tendered his resignation. And it's not even based on this judgment, it's just based on his failure as a Minister of National Security. I just find his failure. Colossal failure. Morning.
Morning, Stephan.
Yeah.
What's the timeline of which he was? When did this whole incident happen? It was 3 months after.
2 months after he took up office.
Well, I think there's a period of teething problems. It may be a error on his part. That is not an excuse. But 2 months after a new minister take over office, not having that experience, I would leave that to the side of a mistake, right? But you are correct with what you're saying there. He has been, fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know what has been the vendetta against the other ministers of national security. But he has not shown any greater improvement to the Ministry of National Security than all the previous ones. But for some reason, the others, as soon as a couple of months passed, they was gunning for the throat.
Right.
With the same results, which is no results at all. But this particular man has been there unscathed. In terms of, you're not getting this, the murder rate is the same, the crime rate is the same, but nobody has, they're not seeing the mega clamoring
for his removal.
Oh, remember this minister that died? This minister that died drowning.
Martin Joseph.
Martin Joseph.
Yeah.
There was gunning for Martin Joseph's throat.
Yeah.
And the problem with Martin Joseph is he didn't have no security background.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
I think probably one of the only few other men that there wasn't gunning for his throat was Jack Warner, or for the throat was Jack Warner.
Right.
Gary Griffith, there was gunning for Gary Griffith's throat.
Yep.
Because they say he wasn't performing. But this minister, not performing, and nobody it only seemed like opposition people, really, the people who gunning for each other, really. I ain't the big clamor, the minister must go.
Well, we'll see.
I don't know, maybe it's who's your friends and whatnot and what. There's a lot of friend thing going on.
All right.
All right.
Cool, man. So I'll take 2 quick ones. Do you think that National Security Minister Edmund Dillon should tender his resignation? Caller before said, well, it's 2 months into his term as minister, maybe he made a mistake. The court say he acted illegally. So he committed an illegal act in firing the former director 2 months into office. Right? I don't know if it's a mistake. I don't know if he was green as a minister. Well, I know come in, I really two thing on whatever, you know. But if that is the case, then he should not be appointed to the post. Right? So 6229785, 6281693. Edmund Dillon again at the front of the headlines. And I don't want to stick too long on this. We're 18 minutes past your 7 o'clock. And we have this judgment with Jolene John. Let me run that first before we go back to the phone line. Give me the judgment with Jolene. Jolene John won. Well, I wouldn't say she win, but we'll clear that up after. Run the story for me.
This matter is now before the courts. We have furthest confidence in the claim, as do our attorneys and as they have advised us, and we will pursue the claim to fruition.
Less than a year after this statement, government suffers a major setback in its pursuit of alleged corrupt individuals. In July of last year, Minister Stuart Young revealed details of government's first corruption case. After several audits of state agencies, it went after Jolene John and other HDC officials in what it alleged was a crooked land deal. Details of the matter were sealed when it was filed in November of 2016. But it was that secrecy that partly resulted in the matter being set aside by a High Court judge today. Justice Eleanor Donaldson Honeywell told the courtroom, quote, "The claimants filed the claim before they were ready in order to beat the limitation deadline, but chose not to serve the claim and keep it secret. I see this as a risky strategic decision," end quote. The allegations surrounded the Eden Gardens HDC development. Government claimed a $50,000 bribe was paid to significantly inflate the land on which it was built. It ballooned from $52 million to almost $180 million. After the matter was filed, government sought 2 extensions while it gathered additional information. But attorneys representing Jolene John and the other defendants challenged those extensions, saying it was an abusive process. They filed an application asking the court to strike out the matter. Among their other arguments were that it was inappropriate for proceedings to be issued without the intention of serving their clients within 4 months, as is prescribed under the civil proceedings rules. Those positions were upheld by the court, essentially throwing out the matter. Former HDC Managing Director Jolene John welcomed the ruling, but she said she was never worried.
My heart was never troubled on this matter, quite frankly, okay? Because I knew I had done no wrong. So this was not something that had me up at night sweating. I was never troubled by it. I was irritated by it. I can't tell you I was irritated by it because it was so wrong. It was so demonic that a government was decided they would do nothing on behalf of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. They're lazy and they're dotish. And they sit there and they do no work. But they sit down and they plot. Who do we hate today? What are we going to do to bring them down? That is what they do.
A government official told CNC3 the ruling today was not an indictment on the substance of the case, but a procedural error. CNC3 has been told that government will not appeal the ruling today, but will simply refile the matter, and it is confident it will receive the favor of the court.
All right. So, all right. Nice. Now, from what I understand, you know, a caller calling this morning spoke about this, right? From what I understand, Jolene John is saying, you know, okay, the claim against the 10 alleged that an evaluator attached to the Commissioner of Valuations accepted a bribe to the value of to value the 50-acre property at $118 million, ignoring valuations provided by independent valuator Lyndon Scott, who valued the property at $52 million. In 2012, the land was bought for $175 million, giving the impression of a $5 million discount. The judge also ordered the HEC to pay the cost of the striking out application of the 10 and said it was still entitled to refile the claim. In an immediate reaction to the judge's ruling, John said the state's case was simply a mishmash and cut and paste of rubbish originated by malice by a PNM government that wanted to tarnish her name. Now, from what I understand, the government and their lawyers have erred in this matter, and because they erred, the matter was thrown out, and they can now refile the claim. So Jolene John, while she's saying that, she ain't out of the woods just yet, because when they refile the claim, which they will, the matter will probably go back to court, and they will probably go through the proper process. But the fact that they erred on a $180 million matter has me a bit worried. This is the first corruption claim you all brought against the former administration. And you make an error that caused the matter to be thrown out? Oh, they can't be serious. Take a couple calls. 6229785, 628-1693, 235-367, 623-53673. That's incompetence again. That's incompetence again. This is, I don't even know what to say. Morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, morning.
What is the big surprise given that all over the world these days you are seeing all kinds of incompetence, right? Now let us understand something. Go back to the national security concern, the issue with the man who was fired.
Right.
We can understand in the substantive aspect of it that the man was erroneously terminated.
Right.
But if you consider what is the kinds of things that was going on 2 months into a new administration, maybe what they might have seen going on are things that might have had grave concern for the country.
Right.
And the Constitution, right? Because the world is rapidly changing, but the advice is not changing to suit.
Right.
And maybe the process by which things need to be changed, it just doesn't allow for it to be changed as quickly. But in the national security interest, maybe the Dylan fella may have felt that we need to do something really quickly here, and so figure it out. Did you want a waning national security interest? People working with people who they're concerned about?
Okay.
At that time, it would have been one thing. This is sometime after. But at that time, it's the same thing like in the Clico matter. What was going on at the time when Mr. Manning and they walked up and confronted the initial issue and the way things were looking then? A person cannot come now and behave as though he's a Monday morning quarterback. Now,
right.
Let us not be ignorant that a lot of incompetence is going on also, you know?
All right.
Right, and then about the land matter. The question is still, how does a piece of land go from $50 million value
to 175?
There you go.
Right. That's a $130 million increase.
There you go. What
Right.
infrastructural changes would have occurred?
Right, I understand what you're saying, caller.
Right, so
Yeah.
how could somebody who is in charge of it
Okay.
just come and say, well, it was done properly?
All right.
You know, let us deal with that now. Let us deal with how the land, let us spend time on how did the land value change. What was put in there? Marbles, diamonds in the ground?
All right,
That's what
Pat.
I want to know.
All right,
I
cool.
don't want to know whether anybody filed any. I don't want to know about if anybody filed any procedural wrong or whatever it is.
Right.
I want to know what was in the ground, what went on with the piece of land from since it was valued at $50 million,
Right.
what diamonds was put there, and what coins was put inside of there.
All right, thanks a lot. Yeah, man. So he makes a good point. How does the land go from 52 million if it was valuated by an independent valuator who was Lyndon Scott, right? He valued the property at 52 million, but somehow or the other, 175 million is what it was bought for, giving the impression that they got a $5 million discount on the initial claim that a bribe was accepted for the property to be valued at 180 million. And while Jolene John will say, well, listen, this is a witch hunt in order to ruin my name and this, that, and you're really not cleared in the matter because it's an error that the government made. Which is, like I said, I cannot understand. If you're going at somebody like this, on a matter like this one, whether it was a bribe of 180 million or 200 million or whatever the case is, you have claimed corruption on the last administration's part from whence you came, from since election campaign when you was in opposition. And this is the first matter that you decided to go after, is this HGCSU. And you make an error like that? That is incompetence. But we would like to know how it went from 50 million to 180 million. That'd be some good information to get our hands on. All right, we're 7:29. Unfortunately, we have to take a break. When we return, a little scene happened at Movie Tong last night. We'll get to that after this.
Get the solution you need from Green Dot. Our TV packages offer just the right balance, giving you quality entertainment and a wide range of exciting channels. Our broadband packages are made to power all your household needs, whether you're streaming, gaming, or updating your profile. Plus, we have the lowest price TV and broadband bundle, a package that's tailored for the times. So sign up for a solution that suits your needs. Call 224-GDOT or visit gd.tt today. Green Dot, improving and simplifying lives.
Come and experience the mighty power of Jesus Christ, which can transform your life at Christ Our Banner Ministries, number 7 Chatu Avenue, Faizabad, with Reverend Dr. Deoraj Mahadeo and Deborah Mahadeo. Weekly meetings, worship service 10 a.m. every Sunday. There's also Sunday school and new believer classes from 9 a.m. Bible study and prayer meetings from Mondays at 7 p.m. Deliverance service Wednesdays 7 p.m. and Bible school every Friday from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. All free of charge. He is the God of the impossible who loves you and desires to save you and do mighty things for you. So come and experience God's mighty anointing, which is able to break every yoke in your life at Christ Our Banner Ministries, number 7 Chatu Avenue, Faizabad. For prayer and counseling, call anytime. Telephone numbers 770-1044, 225-6487, 346-6566, 784-7596, or email dmahadeo@hotmail.com.
June 17th, Breaking Dawn, Cooler Cruise, One Boat, Doubles, Chirap Chicken, Corns.
What are you doing? Voiceover for dramatic effect. Seriously, voice? Seriously? No. Corn soup? No corn soup.
But it's for dramatic effect.
Where the boat? Boys, we need a bigger boat. Ow! What that for?
Dramatic effect.
Stop with the dramatic effects. Where the boat?
Pull your phone, tap the screen.
This June, we on the Harbour Master C3 Marina. See you there.
I said it.
Rougher guys spinner,
I drink the rum last night and
close the door. Letting out all the cold bricks.
Do you snore? Are you always tired? Slightly overweight? Lower than normal sex drive? Do you know that these symptoms could be a result of a serious problem that leads to high blood pressure and other related heart problems, as well as the early onset of dementia? You may have sleep apnea. It's estimated that 1 in 4 Trinidadians have sleep apnea. Sleep apnea is a very treatable condition that can restore you to that vibrant, outgoing person you once were. And the best part about the test and treatment is it's done in the comfort of your own home and is pain-free. There's absolutely no reason not to get tested, as the treatment is easy, but the consequences of not getting treated are deadly. Call now for a free assessment test or visit our website, isdhealthsolutions.com.
The Next Generation Limited. Next Gen, the Everything Store Limited. Your original one-stop school shop. Your #1 choice for the widest variety of top quality stationery, school books and bags, school shoes and socks, and ready-made uniform. Next Gen, the Everything Store Limited is also authorized retailers for a wide range of top brand name products. They're also the home for Sebastian school shirts and pants. Quality you can depend on for generations. And nobody, I mean nobody beats their prices. The Next Generation Limited. Next Gen, the Everything Store Limited, with 2 locations to serve you. #1 Tabaquite Road, Rio Claro. Telephone 644-BOOK. That's 644-2665. And #3 Guaguari Road, Mayaro. Phone 630-BOOK or 630-2665. The Next Generation Limited. Next Gen, the Everything Store Limited. Ready to serve you because you are an exceptional customer that deserves exceptional quality, price, and service.
This is the Regal range of baking and cooking products. Regal became a household name in the 1960s with icing sugar, which still is the market leader more than a half of a century later, expanding to custard powder, baking powder, cornmeal, popcorn, rolled and quick oats, peas and beans. Regal continues to make cooking and baking more fun for everyone. With the #1 roti mix in the nation, we continue to expand our product range to meet consumers' needs. Regal products for superb flavor, excellent quality and affordable prices. Available at all leading supermarkets across Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean.
Healthy Lifestyle MD is a 1-hour television program presented by Dr. Vishnu Jilal, medical doctor, certified personal trainer, and lifestyle coach. The goal of this program is to educate and encourage the population to live a healthy lifestyle, thus eliminating and/or controlling chronic lifestyle diseases. This is done by presenting and explaining the latest research in nutrition and exercise from experts around the world. Recommendations are also made on Healthy Lifestyle MD is a 1-hour television program presented by Dr. Vishnu Jilal, medical doctor, certified personal trainer, and lifestyle coach. The goal of this program is to educate and encourage the population to live a healthy lifestyle, thus eliminating and/or controlling chronic lifestyle diseases. This is done by presenting and explaining the latest research in nutrition and exercise from experts around the world. Recommendations are also made on diet and lifestyle changes with special emphasis on children. Tune in for Healthy Lifestyle MD in Synergy TV live on Tuesdays from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. with repeat showing Thursdays 4:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Brought to you by VNS Pharmaceuticals, Extra Foods Limited, and India Expo.
All right, so we want to get through this real quick. Last night, of course, social media is buzzing. This clip was sent to me last night. Movie Tongue had a little brawl. Now I was saying, oh gosh, boys, Tuesday night. I know Monday Night Raw. This take place on Monday nights, right? WWE. But I think Tuesday does be SmackDown. Yeah. So this was Tuesday night SmackDown, and where else but Movie Tongue? Take me to that now. Nah, they move SmackDown, boy. SmackDown is on a Tuesday now. So long you ain't watch wrestling? This was the women's title, was up for grabs. You didn't tell me that just now, man. You tell me no, finish it. Hey, Lord. I know what to say now. I know what to say now. What am I to do? Sit down and sing a song? Yeah, but I needed audio editing. It finished? All right, so we're just rendering the thing. Oh yes, for those of you who are wondering about corn soup on the boat ride, there will be corn soup. And if you, there will be corn soup. We had a bigger best corn soup. They're going to sponsor the corn soup. Also, if you want tickets, I see some people asking for tickets to the boat ride. You can go to the Facebook page, Breaking Dawn, the Cooler Cruise. There's a flyer there with all the contact information for the committee members. But what you could also do, you could call me, 327-7400, or message me on Facebook, and I will deliver the tickets to you. All right? So I'm delivering tickets. So just, you know, organize yourself. All right? Nice, man. So we ready with it? You think we're going to stick with anything like that, right? Okay. This was our Tuesday night Smackdown at Movie Town. Go ahead.
They my phone. No, I doing it because if it was me, all it was taping.
Anina lego itu botol flashing. Alright. Just keep the visual running and I'll split it now. Come back with. Right. I don't want to believe I only seen is one man, right? And I set a girl, right? It's two men. What do you think them fighting over? You think the movie was that bad? No. Is a man they fighting over there? Hey boy, Lord have mercy, here I telling you. Watch them, Lord. Fella try to get in between there and break it up. Saying, cool yourself, girl. Cool yourself. I was only with you for 30 minutes. I was with you for 2 years. 30 minutes, 30 minutes I get you. All I notice is security like they just give up or they just were incapable of dealing with the situation. Right? And my thing is, right, unfortunately I can't take no calls on this one, but because we don't have time, all right, we have some guests in studio I want to get to. But my thing is this, right, that's where your children go. You just drop off your children there, right, and you just leave your children to go and watch a little movie, ting. And tomorrow maybe I'll ask the question, we'll show this back. Because the question is, do you feel safe? Do you really feel your children safe when you drop them movie town? You're supposed to, right? A lot of parents feel, well, all right, I'll drop my children there, I'll go and make a turn, ting, I'll come pick them up and the movie finish. But when scenarios like this happen, and then you look at the security, and the security's actions, or lack thereof, it really raises questions if they have capable security at movie town to deal with situations like this. Suppose when the girl had Lego the bottle coming on to the end there, somebody child was standing up there. Well, I mean, it's a Tuesday night and school is back out, but I'm just saying, I'm just making a point, right? You know, it could have hit your child. Then what would I tell you? They're supposed to have security to deal with incidents like that better than that, man. Right? The security and them couldn't even get a hold of the situation. And then too, is a set of woman fighting as a set of male security. So them fellas must be taking a harass and grab the girl and them now. You understand? So we'll take a break. When we come back from the break, we have some guests in studio here. There is a father here whose son is missing. I'll get to him after. But I have, let me see. Oh, look at right here. We have some people here from GBH Unplugged. All right, it's an informal open mic event, and it will bring together 15 girls from the Girls Be Heard Trinidad and Tobago Girls Empowerment Program, and they are doing these open mic pieces on various issues. We will talk to them about that particular event when we return.
June 17th, Breaking Dawn, Cooler Cruise, One Boat, Doubles, Chira Chicken, Corns. What you doing? Voiceover for dramatic effect.
Seriously, boys? Seriously? No. Corn soup? No corn soup.
But it's for dramatic effect.
Where the boat? Boys, we need a bigger boat. Ow! What that for?
Dramatic effect.
Stop with the dramatic effects. Where the boat?
Pull your phone, tap the screen.
This June, we on the Harbour Master C3 Marina. See you there.
I said it.
Don't forget it's spinner.
I drink the rum last night and
Close the door. Let's out all the cold drinks.
Hey, have you heard of the Daryl's famous food treat teas? The treat teas? Yes, at every Daryl's famous food location. Come get Thai and fries for $10 on a Tuesday. Thai and fries for $10 on a Tuesday. Daryl's famous food. Thai and fries for $10 on a Tuesday. Thai and fries for $10 on a Tuesday. Daryl's famous food. Yes, at every Daryl's famous food outlet, come and get a Thai and fries for $10 every Tuesday. This is a limited time offer.
Chin Sin seasoning products have been flavoring all of TNT's local cuisine since 1982. Chin Sin introduces its No MSG line of products. Now you can use No MSG chicken seasoning, No MSG all-purpose seasoning, and No MSG poultry seasoning. Chin Sin seasoning products are available in all leading supermarkets nationwide. Chin Sin, same quality, great taste.
Invigorate both mind and body with healthy lifestyle changes. Nicole Huggins and Associates of Health and Wealth Lifestyle invite you to join us on Synergy TV every Sunday from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. where we bring you information and education about healthy lifestyle changes. At Health and Wealth Lifestyle, we offer a number of services such as live blood analysis, which can tell you if there is parasites or fungus in the blood and more. Body analysis, see how your organs are functioning. For example, your heart, kidneys, or both male and female reproductive system. Our exercise machine, 10 minutes on the machine is equivalent to 1 hour of cardio exercise. Also available, our eco-friendly products. Taste our sumptuous Rolicious Delight, health drinks, and nature's tea. Come on down to Health and Wealth Lifestyle, located at number 73, Eastern Main Road, Barataria, or call us at 221-9874 or 288-1108. Remember, your health is your wealth, and prevention is always better than medication.
On Friday, April 27th, Vast Launch comes alive for #LoveLife. We do this for a cause. The fight against cancer. Performing live, the Ultimate Rejects.
Everybody dance all around the world.
Doggy Slaughter. Ziggy Rankin.
I hear the youths them a burning woe. Another one gonna get it.
Mr. King.
Say too much borderline. Man and man fear to walk down in the next man vicinity is borderline.
RKG the Artist. And Fireball. DJ Trevelyan, DJ Element. Get your advance tickets from committee members. Call 760-5817, 369-4577, 460-7892, or 482-0592. This event is for a worthy cause. All benefits go towards our friend who's fighting cancer. #LoveLife the event. We support the fight against cancer. Tell a friend. Friday, April 27th. Vast Launch. Be there.
Nabby's Medical Marketing, the one-stop shop for all your surgical and medical supplies. Presently specializing in pharmaceutical, medical, and home healthcare supplies. Nationwide distributors for pharmacies, private and public hospitals. Fully stocked showroom with a complete range of home healthcare products. Wheelchairs, walkers, hospital beds, and more. Sole distributors for the Cook medical range of products, including in vitro fertilization products, invasive as well as minimal invasive lines throughout the Caribbean. Currently supplies all IV solutions and dialysis products. Also available, life support oxygen concentrators, nebulizers, and much more. Now exclusive at Nabby's. Our latest addition, the new 6-in-1 mini lab, which can be used professionally or in the privacy of your home. Tests include glucose, total cholesterol, cholesterol HDL, cholesterol LDL, triglycerides, and hemoglobin. These machines are life-saving. Visit our showroom at number 5 to 6 Harris Street, Curep. Telephone 645-5577 or 662-7533. Nabby's, the company with 40 years of experience in the medical field.
This is Tactical Enterprise, leading wholesalers for all cell phone accessories, cell phone armored cases, OtterBox cases, tempered glass, memory cards, headphones, chargers, flash drives, and more. Located in Canupia, Trinidad, they supply cell phone store owners wherever they are, in Trinidad and Tobago or across the Caribbean. If you want to get high quality cell phone accessories at the lowest price, then check out Tactical Enterprise in Canupia. They work with and supply small, medium, and large retailers. So give them a call at 716-2900 or email them at tacticalenterprise@hotmail.com. They offer free delivery to any part of Trinidad and Tobago. Tactical Enterprise.
I made that decision in '97 to stop and move forward. And I want to say today, I'm so proud sitting here to say thank you, God, for everything that you have done. I've never been abused in life.
All right, so we're back on the inside right now with three ladies here from Girl Be Heard, Trinidad and Tobago. It's a girl empowerment program that deals with various issues. And they're having an open mic event, and it's this Friday. Yes. This Friday, nice, an open mic event, where they will be discussing topics which include social justice, family, identity, race, gender, body image, sexuality, school, bullying, and other themes. Around what it means to be a girl today. All right, so with me this morning I have Danica Thomas, I have Ariel John, and I have Miss Jessica Morris from New York City. Nice, and they are here to tell us a little bit about the program called Girl Be Heard, or about Girl Be Heard Trinidad and Tobago. All right, so first off, good morning, ladies, and welcome to the show.
Good morning.
All right, so first off, well, we'll start with Jessica, all right? So tell us a little bit about Girl Be Heard, because this is Girl Be Heard Trinidad and Tobago they represent, but Girl Be Heard,
yes.
It's an international forum?
Yes.
All right, so tell us a little bit about it.
So we're a nonprofit that develops, amplifies, and celebrates the voices of young women through socially conscious theater making. So our target audience is really teens, and what we do is we create a safe space for them to share their stories and to kind of combat the alarming statistics. 7 out of 10 girls have or will experience physical or sexual violence in their lifetimes. Wow. And this is not just happening in New York City, it's not just happening in Trinidad, this is happening around the world. And so we're really taking on this statistic, and we know that being a girl is risky business, and our job is to create a different experience for girls and hopefully combat all of this. Basically all of these social justice issues.
Okay, now, how did you guys link up on that kind of stuff? Because you're from New York, they took on Trinidad and Tobago. So I mean, how did you guys get involved with each other?
So we're lucky enough to be from Brooklyn, New York. That's where our home base is, and there's so many Trinidadians there. So it's a natural, beautiful partnership with a country that we're already so close to. Okay. So when the embassy found out about Girl Be Heard, they invested in us to do a tour here. And after our girls in New York City shared their stories, we realized that it's really only borders that are separating us. The stories are so similar, the stories of bullying, the stories of body image, of racism, of gender-based violence. And so after that happened, the embassy invested in a program here. And we really want to thank them for the mustard seed of a program, which is how now sprouted into a beautiful program thanks to these 2 incredible teaching artists who are super humble but are really changing the world for women and girls by starting this program, which we hope to amplify and bring across the country.
All right, now Danica, you're handling the program in Trinidad and Tobago, right? This is Danica here. Okay. Is it? Very awesome. I'm the woman on set. Let's get everybody mixed up. Right. So you're handling the program in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, basically.
All right, basically. How many of these open mics have you guys had so far?
So the program started last year in 2017 in January. And so far we've had our mid-year showcase last year, which is the open mic, which is like the girls' first performance in any kind of public setting. And then we had the end-of-year showcase, which is Staging the Revolution, which is where we put on the big full production, and we filled out Central Bank Auditorium last year. So it's 2 open mics so far. This year will be this year will be the 2nd. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Now, you guys are going to be. Now, I understand, but from what Jessica said, there's a lot of issues. You know, it's tough being a girl.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Now, I must make mention I grew up in a house with 6 of them. I was the only boy. So I used to get heckled because I used to gang up on them. Right? But, you know, I've seen like my sister who's deceased now and my cousins and so on, growing up with them. You know, I have an idea of what girls have to go through. All right, but in terms of today, that was then. That was years ago, where the world was different. Now it's a different world. It's an ever-changing world. It's always evolving. And some of the topics you all are going to be touching on. I just want to touch on body image. Okay, because I've noticed that women are very conscious about how they look. I was having a discussion with a guy the other day. A group of us were talking, and they were looking at like how women dress, right, particularly. And I started to laugh because they were under the impression that when a woman dresses in a sensual manner, sexy, she dressing up like that to attract men. And I kind of interjected and I said, well, I think all are wrong. I think women dress like that because they work hard to have their body look in a particular way, and they could fit into something like that, and they probably could fit into something like that. And because they know they're looking good, but I think women dress that way to compete with other women. This is my analogy of the whole thing, right? I said because like it's a competition, and it's like, nah, they just look for man. So in terms of body image and the way that a woman carries herself, by the way that she dresses and so on and so forth, is there a misconception of that? Or, is there the wrong perception of women and the way that they dress and carry themselves at times?
I will let others speak, but you have to look at it in a much bigger way.
Okay,
there's a $55 billion diet industry telling our young women and women of all ages that they're fat, they're ugly, and stupid. So there's a lot of messages that women are getting just culturally. So you really have to take a much bigger look at what's happening with women and girls. You have to look at how women are being over-sexualized. And so in terms of, I mean, there's no better news that Trinidad and Tobago has its first female president.
Right.
Putting women in positions of power and leadership, that's going to change things.
All right, brilliant.
I know for me personally, being in the classroom with the girls, when we get to that topic of body image, one thing always pops up is like the things that they see that are acceptable is things that they get from the media. You know, they could point out outfits that they see on music videos, and you know, heroes who we're supposed to look up to. They set the standard for like what students and what girls think is okay. So when we have them really loving off on Nicki Minaj, and you know, they want to become that and they want to become her, then every aspect about that looks as if it's okay for them, and then they kind of like embody whatever that is. So it's a matter of what we're feeding to them on a daily basis, culturally, and even by the things we choose to have on social media and media, like all of that affect girls and what they see of themselves.
Right, because social media is another aspect of it, because you see a lot of women going on social media and you know, they're shaking their stuff and stuff, and they're making videos, and it seems like it's all about likes. I mean, is there, I mean, for women especially, I mean, women, I mean, I was talking to her the other day, I said, what's your biggest fear? She said, being alone. Right? So companionship, of course, is a very important part of a woman's life. I mean, a good companion, somebody that you could move forward with, right? In seeking that companionship, there's a lot of pressure that's put on you, because you got to make sure, I mean, I would imagine you want to look good to attract a particular type of individual and that sort of thing. So all of these are little pressures that women go through, right? And like you said, it's what put out there from the media, on television, social media, that they want to be like, they want to emulate that person because they want to be like that person, because they see that person as a sex symbol, and that's what they need to look like or be like, as opposed to just being themselves. Because it's not all about looks and likes. It's about the individual and who they are.
Yes, sure.
Correct.
And I would just say one unique difference of our program is we will love a girl until she can love herself.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, you're working in the classroom. I think you should really speak up about what's going on.
What I was just thinking is that a lot of the, I guess, the transformational ideas around what we're working with these girls to do is, I mean, companionship is great and amazing, but I feel as though, especially in the Caribbean, I'm not sure how much focus historically we've placed on loving ourselves first.
Right.
I mean, I feel like we talk about it, you hear about it, if you're religious, you hear about it in church, your parents tell you love yourself, but you don't really get into a full embracing experience of yourself until you've been through something sometimes.
Right. Nice.
You know what I mean? And you realize, wait, this is my longest commitment that I have in this life, is to be with me, is to be with myself. So I feel like a lot of the, while leading these girls to experience some level of fulfillment in life, is to get them to that place where they appreciate and value and acknowledge their own personal power.
Okay, nice. Now, in terms of, all right, as I say, appreciate and value their own personal power. I just want to bring this domestic violence issue into play, right? Over the past few years, we've seen a lot of women be subject to acts of domestic violence. We've seen sexual abuse and all these things, but domestic violence in particular, we see fellas like they're tripping off now and they're just going mad and they're killing women like they're going out of style, right? In terms of that, and a woman recognizing and appreciating her power and what she has, most domestic violence cases, if not all, has to do with who has the power, right? And women are put into a particular place where they become dependent on the individual, and then they abuse them. And it just seems to me that there's not enough support or enough systems or enough programs that women could go to seek support from other women. Sure. And then not just other women, because I've made this point, and I don't know if I have a valid point here, but after about the fourth or the fifth murder, or the third or the fourth murder of a woman by the hands of a man, I was like, you know, everybody keeps saying women have to stand up for each other, but I don't think it's women that have to stand up for each other. I think women have to stand up for each other, but I think we as men have to stand up first. because a man is seen as a protector, provider, so on and so forth. And if we're just going to sit silently and expect women to stand up for them, we have to be there. A good man is there to support his woman in anything that she decides to do, career or otherwise, right? So, I mean, I don't know if I have a valid point there, but I think it has to be a collective, the coming together of both genders in order to overcome issues of domestic violence, because we as men understand about this, listen, it's not okay to do that. You can't just expect to just put out on women because they are the victims. It's not always the victim that has to stand up against something. It's your person as well. So, I mean, in terms of domestic violence, I mean, what we need in Trinidad and Tobago to kind of get women out of that, you know, that mental.
I know for sure, and this isn't publicized enough, there are a lot of avenues where women could go to for support. Right. We work with one of our partners, is Asiya Mohammed, and she has an organization called Conflict Women, which help women who were in domestic violence instances and survivors to kind of like come out on their own and start creating like jewelry. They learn how to make jewelry and then they turn that into a business so that they wouldn't be financially dependent on, you know, their partners, and it puts them in a better place. And, you know, they're afforded opportunity for counseling and for workshops and to kind of like get back on their feet, you know. And it's kind of like the same thing what we want to do with Girl Be Heard. Because when I was talking to Jess earlier, I was telling her like the statistics in the school itself, there are like 467 students going to that school. 300 out of them have issues that they're, you know, affected by, such as poverty, gender-based violence, domestic violence, and abandonment. And it stems from there. You know, it stems from the girl being at an age where they're exposed to this, and then they move into adulthood if it's not addressed. And, you know, they carry those issues with them. They carry the trauma from their childhood into their adulthood when it's unaddressed. So really getting into these schools and being there and mentoring these girls is important.
And I want to make a point that there's one social worker 3 hours a week for the entire school for 300 cases in need. Wow. And so Girl Be Heard, creating a safe space, is actually a healing space. And also when it comes to domestic violence, silence perpetuates violence. So being called Girl Be Heard means that our young people get a place to share their stories. You're not going to hear everything on stage because some of those stories, you know, are not ready to be told. We don't want our girls to feel so vulnerable, but some of them you're going to hear on Friday about what it's like to be a girl and how these are not just statistics. We're bringing humanity to the problem of gender-based violence and poverty and all the things our young people are going through.
Now, we can't touch on everything because we just got a few minutes left. Yeah. Before we do, I think an important point that I want to make here, an important topic that I want to talk about, in being a woman, right? Women have made strides throughout the decades. Long time, the woman was in the home, she cleaned, she cooked, she wasn't supposed to go and get work, like the man job, that kind of thing. And women have made terrific strides and become independent and financially secure, to the point that it have some men feel intimidated because the significant other making more money than them. All right? Which is kind of, you know, that's just foolish men. I mean, I don't have a problem that my woman making more money than me, you know, my woman, okay, great for her. But there is an issue where, as women go along in life, right, because of that whole financial aspect of things, there are women who become, there are women who accept things from men. A man will buy something for a woman, treat her nice, give her money, and then he puts her in a position of feeling obligated at times, right? So in other words, if you want sex now, you're obligated. You feel I mean, is it a situation where women are put in that position? But when I say put in, let me not say put in that position. Do you feel obligated in situations like that? Is it natural for a woman to feel obligated in a situation like that?
I feel as though it's framed by history in that way, that you should feel obligated. That you should feel obligated. And that's part of the coding and part of the messaging that we've been fed for so long. Right. And after one time is another time, and I feel like this is the next time. But I mean, in the sense of like letting go of those templates and really changing how we think about our power and our autonomy as women. Yes, I'm not saying that every single person has that, you know, that financial capacity to support themselves sometimes, and sometimes you do find yourself in a situation where you become economically dependent on someone else. But we thankfully now have, I think, more structures and more resources that are geared towards helping women in these kind of compromised positions, so that they don't have to be there.
Yes, yeah. And I think a lot of men do that purposely. They put women, they put women in those positions because of, like you say, historically. That's what a woman feels. Well, he gave me so much.
Yeah.
But then again, to give back your body, which is your temple, is not the equivalent of $1,000. So you can't pay for that. You know what I mean? You can't pay for that. The other thing that I always say, I always have a problem with, is like rape. When a man overpowers a woman and rapes her, because I could never, and I always said, if I have women on set that could speak to this, I might as well ask the question, okay? Because I've often sat here and I've said, I cannot imagine as a man what it's like to be subjected to such a heinous act, because you're talking about an individual going into another individual without consent. And we have a lot of women that have been victims of rape, and then the trauma that comes with it. I don't think men understand the trauma, that mental, that takes place after that recovery process, because you've been violated. And I think that's the worst violation that a man could commit on a woman, is that act without consent. So in terms of that, could any one of you just give a little insight into that, into how,
I think it's
how emotional.
Yes.
How emotionally scarred a woman is left after that.
Sure. I think it's easy to focus on the problem, but what we do at Girl Be Heard is focus on the solution. And I think that's why we handpicked an NGO that's doing transformative work, which is 2 Cents Movement.
Right.
We are partnering with men and women in Trinidad and Tobago to address this and to really stop all forms of injustice to women, whether it be a rape culture that we're living in, which we want to change and we think we can change, or whether it's issues like you said about body image or economic justice.
Right.
I mean, we need to pay women fairly and equally in order for them to have power and combat all the things that you're talking about.
There are still places that feel that a woman can't earn the same amount of money as a man.
Well, in New York City, we pay every young person that graduates our program for every rehearsal and every performance. If they're 13, they get $13 an hour in New York City. So we can't just talk the talk, we have to walk the walk. We have to start to pay women fairly for their work. Women are overworked and underpaid. So again, all these systemic issues are things that Girl Be Heard is addressing, and we're so excited to bring this even further and deeper in Trinidad and Tobago.
The next thing I won't have time to mention, because we're just about out of time, is I was talking about a woman and how they have to keep up themselves, to look. And somebody was telling me, said, Stephan, people don't know you. They don't know how hard it is, I think weave was the issue. The wearing of weave and stuff, right? And a working girl was telling me, she said, well, you don't know how hard it is to be a mother. To start with, you're a woman. But when you're a mother, and you have children to deal with, and you have a job to do, and you have, you have the school to deal with, you have all these things to deal with, you don't have time to go and sit down and do your hair, you don't have time for pampering. So sometimes you look for an easy option, And that's what it's all about. And we were just talking on particular issues like that, because I don't think that men understand that issue, because a woman still has to come home. A man could never substitute a woman, that motherly love and those motherly instincts that a woman has naturally. A man doesn't have that. So a man doesn't understand that I think most men don't understand that when a woman goes out and she does an 8-hour day, or maybe she works overtime and she gets home, she needs a little help too. It's not that she comes home and now she's overworked and now she had to come home and do more work. Sometimes she just want to rock back, relax, and just be a girl. You understand what I'm saying? And be treated like a girl. You understand what I'm saying? And I think those things, men take it for granted at times as to, while my woman is a strong, independent, strong-willed individual, and she is financially secure and everything, she still needs to be treated like a woman. There's some men that just take that for granted, and I think that's something we always have to remember. Now, the event takes place this Friday, I think very interesting because I love issues around big women. You know. It gives me an opportunity to learn more about them. You know what I mean? And I think any man should take the opportunity to learn, you know, about women, about girls, especially fathers who have girl children and may not understand what their girl child is going through. You know, if you're a single father, it's a good opportunity for you because there are some things that your girl child just may not want to have. You know, in some discussions they may not want to have with you because they feel at the time that, you know, only mommy can understand this. Because daddy's going to be like, especially, you know, first boyfriend. You know, that kind of thing now, you know, I mean, men kind of, I've heard men say, boy, if I have a girl child, I buy a shotgun, and the first thing I buy. And I'm like, why? Why would you buy a shotgun? You know what I mean? You're going to kill, you know what I mean? It happens. How you meet your wife, you can remember that? If your wife father had bought a shotgun, you would have been dead. You understand? So, I mean, there are men who just, you know, men are just, you know, they're narrow-minded individuals and just, they're not open enough to accept, hey, this part of the life, you know, this is what happens. You know, girls going to meet boys, boys going to meet girls, they're going to have children, you're going to become a grandfather, and yes, you're going to feel old. You know what I mean? But that's, you know, from the time you turn grandfather, you feel like a god, you know, that's it. You know, time for pension. No, you know what I mean? That's just part of life, that's the circle, you know what I mean? And men, I think guys need to come out of this, especially the guys. Yeah, and get a better understanding for what girls go through, especially, of course, when you all have that time of the month that we don't understand, and men just turn and say, oh God, you see that Diane stay away from shit because she cranky wrong that time, you know what I mean? You have to understand what the woman goes through and, you know, their body and so on and so forth. And there's a good opportunity to hear about the issues and how women feel and how they deal with the particular issues that they have to deal with that we don't understand as men, and maybe that could help us lend more support to them in their time of need. All right, I see you smiling at me. I don't know if I'm in trouble or if, you know what I mean, because you never know, you know. All right.
No, I think we don't want to preach to the converted. We are so excited to have men come to the show. We want everyone to come to the show, and also it's going to be a great show. So not only will you learn something,
because these open mic sessions, these open mic sessions are brilliant sessions. It's an amazing thing to take in. It's just. The brilliant nature of it, I can't even describe it. You have to go out and experience it for yourself.
Can we tell folks how to get tickets?
Sure, but that's what I'm actually getting to. Tickets is at the Little Carib Theatre, which is right here in Woodbrook, Little Carib Theatre on Robert Street. Yeah. And they'll tell you how to get tickets. And they need some support too. So, you know, to corporate Trinidad, you know, this is something you should be supporting because I hear everybody talking about, oh, we need to protect our women more, and we need to do this, and we need to do that. But they need to stop doing it with their mouth and start doing it with their pocket too. Write a check today, send it to them so they can do more work. So, no, I'm very plain and very straightforward. So, you can go ahead and tell people how they can get tickets and the cost of the tickets and so on and so forth.
Great. So, what you can do if you want to get tickets is contact me. Everything, the information is on Facebook, right? Because I have tickets, or you could contact anyone at TSL office and they'll be able to guide you as to where to get tickets. Go to our Facebook page and the contact number is there. The cost of the tickets are $150 for our fairy godmother tickets, which is like a special ticket, as you said. If you want to give a little more, it's $150. General admission would be $75, and for students we have a special price of $50.
Oh, that's brilliant. So it's very affordable. All right, and it's this Friday. What time does it start? 8 p.m.? 6 p.m.?
6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Okay, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. So I am going to make an appeal to you guys. Instead of going to the bar to take your after work line, no, I'm serious, because that's what Trinidadian people do. They go to the bar to take after work line. Instead of going to the bar to take the after work line, get your tickets to this event, go to it. It's between 6 and 8, and you can take your after work line after. All right? You can go talk about it and take your drink the same way. When you go to take it after work line. You don't have to talk about, boy, I didn't that. Never do this, I never do that, you know. So, you know, do that today. Get tickets, check them out on Facebook. The Facebook page is?
It's Girl Be Heard Trinidad and Tobago.
Girl Be Heard Trinidad and Tobago. Girl Be Heard Trinidad and Tobago. Take her with all of like when all even today, take her. All right? And for us, and we should take Deyanna with her? I find so. All right, so we're going to wrap things up. But this, really? No, I'll take. You don't want to? I mean, so you don't want to? All right. Oh, Lord, you see why I must say certain things? Nice, yeah, just get myself in trouble. But go out and support the event, and like they said, Fairy Godmother tickets are $150. That's if you want to give a little more. And general admission $75, and for students is $50.
Yeah.
So go out, support it, and they could get tickets at the Little Carrot Theatre as well?
Yeah, they could get tickets at the door.
At the door. So you can get tickets at the door too. So go check it out. I want to thank you ladies for coming through this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Talking
thank you so
on these
much.
issues, and it's a pleasure having you here. You're welcome back. You're welcome to come back and talk on any issues as it relates to women in the future. I always open to those kind of discussions. So we got to take a short break, and when we return, we have a gentleman here whose son is missing, from what I've been informed with. And I know my staff like to give me wrong information, so I'll give you that with a little dose. All right? Huh? Your mother and the son missing? Okay, we'll talk about that. We'll have him on when we return.
The Daryl's famous food treaties. The treaties? Yes, at every Daryl's famous food location. Come get Thai and fries for $10 on a Tuesday. Thai and fries for $10 on a Tuesday. Daryl's famous food. Thai and fries for $10 on a Tuesday. Thai and fries for $10 on a Tuesday. Daryl's famous food. Yes, at every Daryl's famous food outlet, come and get a Thai and fries for $10 every Tuesday. Every Tuesday. This is a limited time offer.
The Next Generation Limited. Next Gen, the Everything Store Limited. Your original one-stop school shop. Your number one choice for the widest variety of top quality stationery, school books and bags, school shoes and socks, and ready-made uniform. Next Gen, the Everything Store Limited is also authorized retailers for a wide range of top brand name products. They're also the home for Sebastian school shirts and pants. Quality you can depend on for generations. And nobody, I mean nobody beats their prices. The Next Generation Limited. Next Gen, the Everything Store Limited, with 2 locations to serve you. Number 1, Tabaquite Road, Rio Claro. Telephone 644-BOOK. That's 644-2665. And number 3, Guaguari Road, Mayaro. Phone 630-BOOK or 630-2665. The Next Generation Limited. Next Gen, the Everything Store Limited. Ready to serve you because you are an exceptional customer that deserves exceptional quality, price, and service.
Prostat, the ultimate prostate formula with standardized herbal extracts used by thousands of men to ensure optimum prostate health and alleviate symptoms related to an enlarged prostate or BPH. Available at leading pharmacies and online at tntdrugstore.com.
On Friday, April 27th, Vast Lounge comes alive for #LoveLife. We do this for a cause, the fight against cancer. Performing live, the Ultimate Rejects.
Everybody dance all around the world.
Doggy Slaughter. Ziggy Rankin.
I hear the youths them a ballin', woy. Another one gonna get
Mr. King.
Said too much borderline. Man and man fear to walk down in the next man vicinity. It's borderline.
RKG the Artist. And Fireball. DJ Trevelyan, DJ Element. Get your advance tickets from committee members. Call 760-5817, 369-4577, 460-7892, or 482-0592. This event is for a worthy cause. All benefits go towards our friend who's fighting cancer. Hashtag Love Life the event. We support the fight against cancer. Tell a friend. Friday, April 27th. Vast launch. Be there.
Come and experience the mighty power of Jesus Christ, which can transform your life at Christ Our Banner Ministries, number 7 Chatu Avenue, Faizabad, with Reverend Dr. Deoraj Mahadeo and Deborah Mahadeo. Weekly meetings, worship service 10 a.m. every Sunday. There's also Sunday school and new believer classes from 9 a.m. Bible study and prayer meetings from Mondays at 7 p.m. Deliverance service Wednesdays 7 p.m. and Bible school every Friday from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. All free of charge. He is the God of the impossible who loves you and desires to save you and do mighty things for you. So come and experience God's mighty anointing, which is able to break every yoke in your life at Christ Our Banner Ministries, number 7 Chatu Avenue, Faizabad. For prayer and counseling, call anytime. Telephone numbers 770-1044, 225-6487, 346-6566, 784-7596, or email dmahadeo@hotmail.com.
Now, before we close this morning, we went a little bit over time, but I have another announcement to make, and I hope that everybody's viewing and pay attention to this. On the 9th of December, a mother and a child went missing. Okay? Now, this is the child. Remove the lower third for now. Right. This is Isaiah Ashby. Isaiah Ashby and his mother, Latoya Ashby. Isaiah is 9 years old. They've been missing since the 9th of December. Now, that is Latoya Ashby. That's the only picture we have of her? Okay. That's Latoya Ashby. That's as clear as we could get. That's the picture we've been given. Now, she and the child father were separated apparently, and the last place that the father dropped the child was in Lower Santa Cruz. Now, the mother had access to the child in terms of visitation and so on and so forth. The child was dropped off in Lower Santa Cruz on the 9th of December, 2017, and the father has not seen his child since. So he suspects that the mother is on the run with the child, and he's offering $5,000 to anybody who has information on the whereabouts of the mother and the child. He just wants the safe return of his child. All right, and if you have any information on this, he's asking that you call the anti-kidnapping squad at 623-6793. That is 623-6793. That is at the bottom of the screen there. Or you can contact, you could visit the nearest police station and inform them that you have information on this, because the police have not been able to remove the lower third there, because the lower third is blocking the face of the child, right? Unless you have a way that you could adjust the picture, make it smaller or something, I don't know. All right, but just show the picture of the child. That is Isaiah there. Isaiah Ashby and Latoya Ashby. So go to the nearest police station, or you can call the father personally on his number. His number is 333-4029. That is, that's beautiful, nice, you're not walking. 333-4029, 333-4029, or go to the nearest police station or contact the anti-kidnapping squad. There's a $5,000 reward for information that could lead to him finding his child. Okay? So there we go. That's a little announcement that I had to make this morning. Okay? And I will make it again tomorrow morning. Okay, cool? So, you know, anytime you're a parent, you're going to be worried that your child is missing. And I think he needs to know that his child is safe first, and then, of course, he needs the child returned, the safe return of the child, of course, because if he had custody of the child and the mother pick up and run with the child, which is what I've been informed by the father. She had visitation rights, so she had access to the child within the separation, and apparently dropped off the child once again at Lower Santa Cruz, Lacano Junction, right? And the child has not been seen since the 9th of December 2017. That's December, January, February, March, April. 5 months now. Okay? So with that, we got to wrap things up this morning, people. I got to say goodbye, and just anybody with information, please contact the nearest police station, and only serious information. Don't come with no cockamamie story about you see somebody looking like. If you have solid information, there's a $5,000 reward for you. In the meantime, we got to wrap things up for today. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for GBH. You know
You know how long I here?
How long you here?
Since you're the first house.
Since when?
You know how long we getting Jones up for you? What's up, man?
Are you cool?
You good?
Oh, you have a mic on?
Yeah, of course I do. I told you I've been here a while.
I thought you went missing.
No, they actually found me.
Well, you get $5,000 reward, I'm sure. All right, cool. No, but just before we go, before I think with voice, all I remember, I just showed them the picture one more time now.
Yes, boy.
Isaiah and Latoya Ashley, that's Isaiah there. He's 9 years old, missing since the 9th of December, and the mother. And the one with the mother.
The mom's pic is very blurry, but
it's kind of blurry.
Yeah.
I don't know if the father could email us a better picture of that, and we could show it tomorrow.
Yeah.
But 333-4029, that's his number. You could call him, or you could contact the nearest police station. And the fact that he's saying contact the nearest police station or the anti-kidnapping squad, for those of you who may have questions on if she's running from him, I think that that dispels that kind of thought, because if he went to the police and the police are involved, and the anti-kidnapping squad is involved, it's a serious matter that needs to be addressed. So anybody with any information, please, there's a $5,000 reward.
Yeah.
Yeah, boys. So where you been?
Yeah, but I've been around. I've been doing a lot of stuff, and I got a lot of messages, and people keep. I think that they were worried, so I said let me pass in today because I'll be back out officially on Monday. But a lot of people keep messaging me and thinking to myself, and they keep saying that, where you going? Why you not on the show anymore? I said no. I think Stephan keeps saying, because I watch the show, he keeps saying I'm not going. I'm here. So why is everybody still worried? I'm on the inside. I am here, Trinidad and Tobago. Have no fear. Monday I'll be back out fully, working on a project, working on a couple projects. As a matter of fact, of course, we have the boat ride. The boat ride is already starting to pick up a really big pace. We have TV Breaking Dawn boat ride. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, grab those quickly. Next week, Saturday, I'm involved with my own event alongside Shireen Ali, Shine.
I was telling them the man working on an event called Shine. Instead all they worry with voices, rather go get a ticket for Shine.
Yeah, don't worry, the ad will be up in just a little while.
Shine all about. I said, I said, but the man doing some late night work and take the man getting work at 2, 3 in the morning and take the man some time off.
A lot of late nights. So again, TNT, I apologize. But yet still, I will be back out on Monday. And also Kabuki's Black. Kabuki will be in with us. I'm hosting Kabuki's Black, so look out for that. Sensational Sammy's Cruise event that is coming up in South. So I have a lot that is on my plate. So Monday.
All right, so
have no fear. Monday, I'll be back out. Both I and off.
Questions have been answered. You see why you all mustn't log off early. Some of the things up for discussion come tomorrow. I think Starchild is coming through tomorrow. He called me, he wanted to talk on this buggery, well, not the buggery, the gay rights issue and stuff. So I told him, I said, well, listen, if you're coming to talk about this, our topic right now, I don't mind, so Starchild might be here tomorrow morning.
Okay.
He's asked me to come on several occasions and he's never made it. But hopefully tomorrow morning he does. It seems like it's a topic that he's very passionate about.
It's a strong topic. And
so Starchild going to be here.
Very ticklish as well.
It's very sensitive.
Yeah, it's a sensitive topic.
Yes, I know. And on top of that, we will be talking about these drugs and the testing of these drugs. All right, so we got to wrap things up this morning. That's pharmaceutical drugs, So we're going to talk about that and a lot more. But until tomorrow, people, we got to wrap things up for today. Remember, don't be too quick to believe everything you hear, since lies travel faster than the truth.
And always remember to aim for the moon, because if you shoot and miss, you're still going to be amongst the stars. Long time.
Thanks.